Hello everyone, my name is Karina. I go by Kartsie on social media, and in today's video we're taking a trip back in time to one of my proudest builds I have ever made. And yes, the dogs have invaded today. His tiny little fur just went flying all over my face. Today in Japan is the Violet Evergarden movie release date. So, seeing as I made this costume about a year and a half ago, I decided that now would be the perfect time as ever to take the Parasol footage out of the archives and bring it into the light. This is not the only reason why I'm posting this video. I have been keeping a secret for quite some time, and that is that I am entering a new competition, or at least I have already entered it, in the midst of a contest I'm already working on. So right now, if you're unaware, I am working on my Kyoshi Warrior cosplay, and this is for the Cosplay Creator 2020 contest. So I decided it'd be like the best idea ever to throw more work at myself and just do another contest. So I am entering my Violet Evergarden cosplay into the Cosplay Central virtual competition. And this is what the character looks like. And here is a quick old photo of what my version of the cosplay looks like. So secretly, I have been taking new photos and videos and making documents and stuff like that for this competition that I have told no one. I haven't even told Instagram about this. I'm happy to announce that I have been accepted into the competition, and you'll get to see the updated version of the Violet Evergarden cosplay with the parasol that I'm making in this video on Metaverse on October 10th. So mark your calendars. And I am just so excited to see everyone's cosplays, be a part of this, and I just can't wait to see who wins. So the parasol was finished after I finished the Violet Evergarden cosplay, meaning I never actually got to have the two together and photograph them. I took the Violet Evergarden cosplay to MegaCon 2019, and then months later, in December 2019, I picked back up the project to update it, and I decided that I wanted to make her beautiful frilly parasol, which you can see right here, and it's just it's very girly and cutesy, but I was like, no, I gotta make this. It's fabric. I can do it. I got this. So I started the project on December 2019. Keep in mind I was still in high school during this time, and I finished it on February 17, my birthday, when I turned 18 years old. So the next day, I took the parasol with some friends and we went over to a local theater where we saw the premiere of the last movie for Violet Evergarden. So seeing as I have a pattern for releasing things and doing things on the day of premieres for things, I decided to just do this one now. So the footage you're about to see is something I shot a long time ago when I was first figuring out how to work a camera and what equipment I wanted to use, and that I actually wanted to do a YouTube channel. I've been holding on to this footage so long that you're going to be able to spot many differences in the studio around me as well as the equipment I was using. You will see the chaotic world my studio used to look like, as well as see differences in the quality of my footage. When I first began my YouTube journey, I recorded with an old GoPro that I had at home, and every day from school I would borrow a Canon camera. But one thing I find very interesting about the shots I used to shoot compared to what I shoot now with my current camera is that a lot of the shots came out warm, and my shots now tend to be a lot cooler. So let's rewind the clock back to December 2019 and begin this parasol adventure. To make this parasol, I brought one off Amazon, and I'm going to be using this as my base. I began sketching out exactly what the parasol looked like and dissecting what layers I had to build. It was crucial that the parasol mimicked as much as the anime as possible because there's a very specific pattern that happens every other panel. So in total there was 8 panels, and so I started deconstructing the parasol that I bought off Amazon, took it off its skeleton frame, and used this weird plasticky material that was its original cover to pattern out the new cover. So in the reference, the ruffle that goes all around the parasol dangles about 1 inch away from the tip of the metal. So far I'm calculating that it's going to be, that my ruffle is going to go from up here to this point right here, where the knot ties on the inside of the umbrella, to about 1 inch down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure this, and I believe it's gonna be about 7 inches. So yeah, I can either do 7 inches or 7.5. I don't have a pleating board, so I began to cut a long strip of white material that I sewed together, and I pleated by hand the pleats for this parasol. To make the pattern for the parasol panels, I took the original parasol, laid it down on some paper, and used a tracing wheel to mark the shape. So I have cut out about 8 pieces already, but when I hold it up to the light, it's very, very thin. So what I think I'm gonna do, since I have a lot more material left over, is I'm going to cut out 8 more so that these can be lined. So it's gonna be 2 pieces together for each panel, just to make the blue stronger and to have the fabric look less see-through. Right now I have my Wonder Clips holding it in place. I don't know how long it's gonna hold it. I'm constantly worried right now that everything is just gonna go, and then everything's just gonna go flying that direction. And I'm really worried about that, mainly because the dogs are here, and I don't want any of them getting hit by a projectile. I have done rolled hems before, but what's different about this time is I have to make them smaller than what I normally do. And that's something I've been lacking in my skill set, which is to do something very, very tiny, almost 1/8 of an inch rolled hems. So I'm using this time I have with this very, very, very long strip that's going to be ironed and then gathered together to form a ruffle all around the parasol. So I'm using this good excuse to start practicing my rolled hems. And as you can see, I am in desperate need of practice. So what I'm going to do now, just to show you a little demonstration of how it's done, is I'm going to fold it over a little bit, and I like to use my fingers to press a little to indent the fabric just a little bit so when I roll it's easier. Then I put my presser foot down, and I'm using a zipper foot because I looked up online and one lady who does bridal suggested using a zipper foot so that over here is more open and then on the left side is where all the pressure's going down. One thing she was very adamant about is putting tension right here going in that direction. So pulling the fabric this way while also pulling it towards yourself so that it doesn't roll, the roll doesn't get bigger and so it stays the size you want. So I folded a little crease into this row already. I'm gonna do more down here just to make it a little bit more prominent when I get to the bottom. And now I'm just going to keep these long and sew without back stitching. And continue folding as I go down. Now I have all this ruffled up. Well, not ruffled yet, because that's what's gonna happen right now, but all of it has the line going through it. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to grab this excess string I have here, and I'm going to select one, I'm picking the top one, and I'm going to start pulling it. So this long blue string-like thing from this perspective is the ruffle as I'm gathering it. And this pink thing right here is my tape measure set to how long it needs to be. So this is actually encouraging me because before I thought I had made the strip of fabric too short, and now I'm realizing I probably made it just right. So I'm going to continue gathering this until I get it to be as long as this tape measure. And I'll come up closer so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. I am using hangers to hold up the ruffles so I can get it exactly to what I need it to be. And as you can see, I just clipped it to about where I need it, which is 108. So right here is where it needs to go. So what I got left is I'm going to go all around with my sewing machine this top edge in white thread so that I can get the pleats down. But before I can do that, I have to double check to make sure that all these pleats are hanging off the edge 1 inch. So I'm just going to do that with my ruler and pin it down correctly, and then I'll get to all the ruffles and bows and all the frilly madness. Right now I am working on the ruffle. Well, not really a ruffle because I'm identifying that over there as the ruffle. But what's over here that goes beneath the ruffle but on top of the pleats is almost like a draping effect. So this is the thing I have been having trouble figuring out how to do in my head. So what I'm going to do is I just cut out a strip of material from some extra material I had from the Parasol base. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to drape it on top of this pin and see exactly what type of drape I can get to best emulate the Parasol images from the anime. So that's what I'm going to do. This is the shape I've developed. It is a circle, a full circle that has been cut up to the center point, so cutting on the radius and then expanded outwards. It's working, it just needs to be wider in this direction, but then it needs to keep the shape it has from here to here. So this is 6 inches by 6 inches. So what I need is a circle that, well, more of an egg shape, as I've been sketching, that goes from this point to this point, but then lowers down to 6 inches. So from here to here is 13, and from here to here is like 26. So what needs to happen is a weird egg shape like this, where it goes, here is 13, but then here, here, and here is 6 inches. I created the egg-like shape, and what that did was it created this shape right here. Now, apart from right here needing to be elongated a tiny bit more, I'm pretty happy with this shape overall. It gave me exactly what I needed. Now, I had these bows that I made from ribbon from my stash, which is like pretty much almost the exact color I need for this parasol, but the problem is the ribbon is small, so it's creating very, very tiny bows, when the bows need to be like from here to here, which is like 10 times the size of this bow. I had sewn this on to the rest of the parasol instead of putting the ruffle on first, but I had to sew this first because a lot of what was happening was it would not lie flat completely because I was working with 3 layers of fabric, which is this, the parasol layer, and then also the pleats. So the under layer, the layer I could not see, would not lay flat when it was sewing, so I would have weird puckers happening. So what I'm doing now is I am sewing the ruffles on first to try to solve this issue and see if I can maybe hand sew that part down. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to continue sewing on this ruffle onto the edge of this lighter blue material. I'm not sewing it completely down from here to here yet because I tried doing that before and I would get a lot of crinkling. It would not want to lay smooth and flat. So what I'm going to do is after putting on the ruffle, I'll probably hand tack this layer onto this layer and see how everything looks. The parasol's almost done. Okay, so today is February 17. It is my birthday today. I am 18 years old, which is such an odd thing to think about. But last night I went ahead and I tacked, well, not really tacked, but I sewed the parasol itself to the skeleton. So what I'm doing right now is I am tacking, so you can see my needles right there. I am tacking this to the right position so that it doesn't flop. and stretch out like this right here. But it stays nice and pretty and stretched out like this. I also release tension here at this point, and that helps solve part of the issue. And without further ado, this is my finished parasol. That egg shape thing happening with the drape was the most difficult thing for this project. I spent a day sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I have no idea how to do this. How? And then I slept on it, and the next day I came to my head about circle skirts, and then from there I just went for it. I will be releasing more footage soon on exactly how this parasol looks with the rest of the costume, as well as some cosplay updates to the Violet Evergarden cosplay. Don't forget to watch the competition on October 10th, and I'll see you in my next video. Hello everyone, my name is Karina. Hi Pedro. Can you? No, I'm trying to record. Yes, hi. What, you want to join me? Come here, jump. Okay, come here. Wah! Okay, go. He's just gonna be here now. Hello everyone, my name is Karina. I go by Kartsie on social media. And yeah, can you jump off please? Thank you.